When you were a little boy, did you always want to own a 4.5 billion pipeline?
When I was raised to believe that the growth of the economy and protecting the environment go together. And one of the things that we've seen time and time again through the polarization of politics is people forcing a choice. It's either the environment or the economy. When we know, certainly if you talk to Canadians, you hear clearly that people understand that creating a strong, growing economy for the long term also requires protecting the environment. And in order to be able to protect our environment, we do need to be able to have a strong and growing economy. So the idea that it's one or the other has always been, for me, a bit of a false road. So when we got elected 2.5 years ago, we made a very clear commitment because we felt that the previous government for 10 years hadn't done a very good job of protecting the environment, and because of that, they hadn't done a good job of growing the economy. We wanted to demonstrate that we could get public confidence in building big projects by both protecting the environment and moving forward in a way that contributes to economic growth. And that's why our plan to fight climate change features both a national price on pollution, things like a world-class oceans protection plan, but also getting our oil resources to new markets through responsible pipelines. One of the fundamental economic challenges we face in Canada is that because we only have one market, the United States, for our oil resources, we lose about $15 billion every year. That's a $15 billion discount because we're captive to their markets. So getting a pipeline to new markets across the Pacific is absolutely in the national interest. We strengthened the regulatory framework around the Trans Mountain Expansion Pipeline, did more consultations with Indigenous peoples, strengthened the science and the public consultation, and the government, using all its regulatory responsibilities, determined that that pipeline was indeed in the national interest. Not every pipeline was. We said no to the Northern Gateway pipeline, but the Trans Mountain Expansion was in the national interest. It's the twinning of an existing pipeline. There are 40-some Indigenous communities that have signed cost-benefit agreements with it, and we got the approval of the British Columbia government at the time, and then there was an election in BC. And the new British Columbia government decided that no, they wanted to do what they could to try and block that pipeline, and the project became too risky for a commercial entity to go forward with it. That's what Kinder Morgan told us. So we are now in the position where because this project is in the national interest, national economic interest, national interest in moving forward in our climate plan and getting a price on pollution across the country, we've stepped in. We're going to get that pipeline built, and we don't intend to be in the pipeline business for the long term. There is a very strong business case for this pipeline, but we are going to ensure that it gets built so that we can get our resources to new markets.